Please subscribe.
A ton has occurred since BMW first revealed the X6, the dapper relative of the long-rooftop X5. To be specific, about all of the automaker's rivals has discharged their own roadster rovers, soaking a market that still lingers well behind marketing projections of all the more expectedly molded utility vehicles. With a consistently thickening group around it, the 2020 BMW X6 gets a significant number of similar updates that apply to the most recent age of X5, yet with a slick contort that forfeits a portion of its day-by-day utility for stuntin. For what it's worth, I think the 2020 BMW X6 is effectively its most alluring emphasis yet, despite the fact that is a low bar. The initial two ages were clumsy and bulbous. Presently, its sharp body lines give it an unmistakably increasingly cutting-edge look, particularly out back, where a good ways off it can shoulder in excess of a passing similarity to a Lamborghini Urus. There's another light-up grille on offer, which you will either become hopelessly enamored with or need to toss through a fortified glass window. It's a shockingly polarizing component, at any rate as indicated by my hurried informal survey of companions and partners. Enlightening the edges of the grille when the lights are on or when the vehicle is opened, it offers somewhat more character, and stays aware of the Joneses, as Mercedes-Benz has seen respectable accomplishment with its own light-up star. In contrast to the Merc, however, the X6 can even now be furnished with the automaker's full suite of dynamic driver help frameworks when the additional lights are optioned. Evacuating a portion of the roofline for style eats into payload space apiece, yet not by much. The X6's certifiable ease of use is still high, with a lot of profundity for taking care of golf packs, bags or an entire bundle of goods. The greater part of its lost space is in stature, and except if you're shipping infant trees around, that lost volume won't generally make itself known. The car over backside has a shockingly little impact inside the vehicle, as well. At 6 feet tall, I found both abundant headroom and legroom in the X6's subsequent line, with about an inch and a portion of outside between my head and the rooftop. The entryway ledge is somewhat high in the back, however, so it's somewhat more claustrophobic back there than I'd like. The main problem originating from the X6's feel is rearward perceivability from the driver's seat, which stays as terrible as ever. Different bandy incorporate the side mirrors, which appear to be horrendously little, and the front sun visors, every one of which are about the size of 2 packs of cigarettes, so they don't do a lot. Something else, the X5 and X6 are truly comparative as far as inside arrangement. The appealing, uncluttered dashboard is represented, yet there are some slight contrasts in the inside support and entryway boards, which rise somewhat higher on the design-forward X6. Capacity is plentiful, however there's an abnormal snatch handle on the entryway that, for the driver, makes it sort of awkward to utilize the window and mirror modification switches. For this test, I'm driving the new X6 M50i, the most dominant cycle of this SUV beside the genuinely bonkers X6M. The M50i uses a 4.4-liter, twin-turbocharged V8 that produces 523 strength and 553 pound-feet of torque. That all mates to an 8-speed programmed transmission and standard all-wheel drive. On the off chance that you don't need a V8, there are 2 lower trims on offer, as well. The back-wheel drive X6S Drive 40i and the all-wheel drive X Drive 40i use a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6 that produces 335 horsepower and 330 pounds-to-foot, which is sent to the wheels through an 8-speed programmed. Before sufficiently long, we'll meet something significantly beefier, when the enormously amazing X6M makes its introduction. There's a mess of character in the X6 M50i. The V8 burbles to life, giving a charming note to the 2 inhabitants and individuals standing close by, and that symphony just shows signs of improvement, and stronger, as the motor stirs its way up the tachometer, joined by a slight whistle from the snails tucked in the engine. It's not simply commotion, either. The X6 M50i gets going in a rush, with all that could possibly be needed torque making itself accessible immediately, liberated from any turbo slack or other constrained enlistment disturbances. The transmission is smooth without feeling messy. In its progressively forceful modes, the gearbox will run through quick moves that are just somewhat jolting, and at low speeds, everything mixes pleasantly and serenely. In any mode, however, the M50i powertrain is set up to hustle. On the main kind of alright streets around BMW's assembling home in Spartanburg, South Carolina, the X6 dazzles with its smoothness. Despite everything, it has a solid ride, don't misunderstand me. Yet the vehicle feels created regardless of what mode the versatile suspension is in. A portion of that descends to my analyzer's honkin' 22-inch wheels, a discretionary update over the Amaze standard arrangement of 20-inch fronts and 21-inch raises that would almost certainly give some additional solace. The wide, redesigned elastic, 275mm in advance, 315mm out back, additionally presents somewhat more street commotion than I'd like, however the Lodge is generally very much protected against undesirable noise. It shouldn't come as an unexpected that the X6 is truly all-around supplied with tech as it so happens. This incorporates a double-screen arrangement that includes a 12.3-inch computerized instrument bunch and a 12.3-inch focus touchscreen show. The computerized bunch is about equivalent to the remainder of BMW's new lineup, put something aside for another tech style, and it's equipped for showing turn-by-turn bearings notwithstanding the typical swath of vehicle data. The most recent adaptation of BMW's iDrive framework is stacked on the inside screen, and it's quite breathtaking. It's still extremely thick, with menus and alternatives concealed in different corners, however it's anything but difficult to become acclimated to, and the locally available advanced colleague has no issue understanding common language directions on the off chance that you need to skirt the touchscreen out and out. Signal control is incorporated, too, however similarly as with other BMW vehicles, it feels like all the more a contrivance than anything. Utilizing the switches on the wheel or dashboard is far less diverting. At the point when it comes time to charge, I trust you bring a USB-C link, on the grounds that there are no USB-A ports in the X6. Fortunately, a remote gadget charger is accessible to assist you with dumping the link inside and out, particularly in case you're utilizing Apple CarPlay remotely. Security gear flourishes, with standard unit including vulnerable side checking, path keeping help, forward impact notice, programmed crisis braking, versatile journey control and stopping sensors. My analyzer one-ups that bundle with the $1,700 Driver's Assistance Pro alternative, which joins the previously mentioned frameworks to keep the vehicle focused in its path while cruising down the thruway. It's a hands-on framework generally, yet with the Pro bundle, it utilizes an eye-following camera to allow real hands-off use under 37 miles per hour. It's extremely implied for interstate roads turned parking lots, however, and once the speed rises enough, it'll request that you set your hands back on the wheel. Each of the three trims of 2020 X6 are, true to form, on the higher finish of the SUV value range. The i6 variations aren't excessively costly, beginning at $64,300 and $66,600, individually, before goal, yet the M50I is an unpleasant pill to swallow at $85,650. With a couple of stylish and common luxury updates, my analyzer rings in at a wow commendable $99,645. In any case, there's a side of the market that will keep on gobbling the X6 up, and those purchasers will be compensated with a connecting with ride, extraordinary feel and not many trade-offs en route.